will make that 2 straight wins for the Green Bay Packers, winning 30-14 against the Tennessee Titans. I'm Dominique Yates. Joining me is longtime columnist Pete Dougherty. It's only fitting we start with Malik Willis. First off, he's 2-0 as a starter since stepping in for the injured Jordan Love. And at the place that he was traded for, where he once played, he was able to have a really big performance, career high in passing. I guess, what can you say about Malik Willis and the job he did on this field?
Yeah, hard not to be impressed. They opened things up more. It still wasn't like they were running run and shoot, but they opened things up more. He was on the money with almost all his passes. His ability to scramble, not on called runs, but on true scrambles. He kept the chains moving a couple times, had some big scrambles, and I don't know, to go 2-0 without your starting quarterback in this league, it's really big. I mean, they could have been easily an 0-3 hole. You can get out of that, but it's tough. But 2-1 now. Got to think Love will probably be back next week. Hard not to be impressed with what they did with Malik Willis and what Malik Willis did out here.
Yeah, especially the coaches. What can you say about Matt LaFleur? I mean, he's been drawing up. He's getting his paycheck right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they, Tennessee knew what was coming. They saw the tape from last week. They were the hardest team to run on. It was tough to run inside. I thought Packers made a mistake early when they were in the red zone, trying to, when they inside the 10, trying to run between those tackles. Those are a couple big defensive tackles, good players in there. But he held up a lot of good calls, some rollouts, some read options where Willis mostly made the right reads on those. Really good game planning. And I asked him, did you pick up anything, even though Love's a different quarterback than Willis, they're going to be running things differently. Did you pick up anything that will carry over that, maybe you wouldn't have done? And he basically said, you're always learning something. And I suspect we're going to see more of this when Jordan Love is back. We'll still see more of this misdirection. I think the thing that LaFleur liked best was when you can run the ball well, it helps your quarterback so much. And if they can run like this with Jordan Love, and he's a much better passer than Malik Willis, that will make his life much easier and the offense more explosive.
And then the defense, if it continues to play like that, they can win a lot of football games. 8 sacks on the day. They had some more turnovers once again. They needed a pass rush in this game because the Titans' offensive line struggled. Will Levis, he's had some turnovers. Again, they stepped up to the challenge, and that group definitely delivered.
They did. As the game went on, first quarter there wasn't a lot of rush there, but from after that there was a ton. It helps when you're playing from the lead. You can turn guys loose a little more. And, today I think to some degree we saw, a young quarterback who holds the ball some and who seems to be getting a little gun-shy about whether to throw it or not because he had all the turnovers. And then we also saw that the Hafley defense, where they want to get upfield, last 2 quarterbacks they played, they just couldn't do that. Those guys were too good at runners. They couldn't give up their pass lanes. In this game, they could do it more. They played a lot of zone, too, so when he did scramble, they had their linebackers and safeties coming up to make a tackle. But, this has just got to be a really satisfying win. Now, they weren't exactly playing the upper echelon of the NFL the last 2 weeks, but to be 2-1 with your starting quarterback and a guy you just paid $55 million with him missing 2 games and to go 2-0 in those games, pretty big.
You just mentioned, though, even though the Titans are not a top-tier team by no means, next week, the Minnesota Vikings, you'll get a little bit more sense of where this team is and how talented, and just how much progression has been made.
Yeah, we all know it's a week-to-week league, and teams that are playing well can come out and have a bad game. Teams that have lost 6 in a row can play a good game. But it will be a really interesting game, and to get a look at the Vikings with Darnold at quarterback, it sounded like he came back in from whatever injury he had. I think he maybe finished out the game. So it will be really interesting, but again, it's just the feeling of confidence that the locker room's got to have about the talent level of the team outside of quarterback. Take quarterback out of it, they have to feel really good about how they played without him and what that says about their overall quality of talent and depth.
Yeah, so big picture once again, the Packers improved to 2-1 on the season after a 30-14 victory over the Tennessee Titans. Up next, taking on the Minnesota Vikings. For Pete, I'm Dominique. Thank you for watching.